welcome to Sikiksyd. Check your Pluto, where you have Scorpio in your astrological chart to see if you resonate with this reading. You don't have to be a Scorpio to resonate with this reading. You can be energetically connecting to someone who does have Scorpio somewhere in their astrological chart. You got Scorpio somewhere in your astrological chart where you came across this reading and it just resonates for you. Alright? You may also just like the vibes here at Sikiksyd, which is cool too. Okay, what's the future for Scorpio? Okay, 8 of Swords, 4 of Wands. So you're being invited to something, Scorpio. Okay. Alright, you can also go to a party, hosting a party, Scorpio. Ooh, spirits tickling my nose. You could be hosting a party, or going to a party, invited to a party, a wedding, a get together, a bar mitzvah. You could be celebrating an anniversary, some type of get together happening for your relationship. With 10 of Wands, Sagittarius, and Saturn. This could be Capricorn, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Pisces, Ophiuchus energy. 10 of Wands is in reverse. And then you have the High Priestess here, Moon and Virgo. 8 of Swords, Gemini and Jupiter. That could be Pisces, Ophiuchus energy. 4 of Wands, Venus and Aries. That could be Scorpio energy as well. So there is a dropping of obligations, responsibilities, belief systems that you've been carrying. You're just releasing them. You're releasing them because they were based off of the need for control. Okay? And how you be publicly recognized. And almost like you've ascended past it. And you've transmuted the actual energy of that need for control. Some of it stemming from family, or it could be the feeling of, starting your own family. This can be what has been enforced in you, or what you were raised to believe, essentially, like, the weight of the world that you've been carrying. And that being your truth, with it being blue. You feeling like others' actions and emotions have come first, which is why she's wearing red and the child is wearing blue. And it relating back to you feeling like you need to do it because it's something that maybe you didn't have in childhood, or something that you wish, would have been present more, or something that maybe you saw and you learned and then you decided to reenact now, right? The Sagittarian energy, when you surprise yourself and men in your life do this, masculine energies do this, or you didn't see them do this, and so therefore you have tried to do this, right? You're dropping that. 10 of Wands. High Priestess, there's someone really important in your life that's a feminine energy, okay? The High Priestess is an important woman in your life. It's a very important woman in your life. That could be anybody. So this could be like your girlfriend, right? You're like, yeah, my girlfriend is a really important woman in my life, right? It could even be someone who's, it's very, very feminine energy. It could be your wife, High Priestess. Someone you're or this could be someone you're romantically interested in that's a feminine energy. Okay, the High Priestess is a tarot card reader, a psychic, a medium, a seer. It could be a healer. Okay, High Priestess only talks when it's actually necessary. This is also a younger woman, a younger energy. If you are single, right, the High Priestess is an energy that, if this energy is single, they are someone that everybody wants but believes that they cannot have. Okay, it's an energy of someone who is interested in the mysteries of the universe and looks much younger than their age with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is also someone who knows that they don't have to give out love in order necessarily for them to receive it. They know that they already have the love that they're seeking because they give it to themselves. It's an internalized energy. It's the moon in Virgo. Virgo energy is like the state of godliness that arises in human form. Like what? What's an actual representation of this? Monks, nuns. That's Virgo energy. How they say, oh, I'm perfectly fine if I have nobody because I'm one with God. God's inside me. I'm good. That's Virgo energy, right? The difference that could be found, you could say, in the Piscean energy and the Virgo energy, which is, Jesus was a Virgo, born in the Piscean age, where they were enforcing, you need the church, you need to believe what the church says in order for you to reach heaven. right? Also saying sadomasochism, right? These two signs are very prominent with sadomasochism, where it's the belief that you need to suffer, right, in order for you to ascend, which was what forced in Piscean energy. You need to suffer and go through horrible trials and be whipped and slashed and beaten and whatever and go up this hill, which was shown with Jesus, right, in order for you to ascend to heaven. Verse what Virgo energy was being taught by Jesus, which was God's inside of you. You want to walk on water, you can walk on water too. You want to turn water into wine, you can turn water into wine. And some of them did it until they got scared, right? They had fear. They got scared of their own power, right? Their own ability to create their own reality. Virgo energy, which is what he was teaching, was something that he learned to master within himself and then was teaching to other people, which is what mission work, which is why you hear them called missionaries. That's Virgo energy. Monks, nuns. What Jesus was doing was Virgo energy, him going from one place to the next, and you either take the message or you don't. Put on his moccasins and took it to the next city to spread the message. Some people didn't get it, some people ain't. Keep it pushing. That was Virgo energy. Being okay with being alone as well was the Virgo energy. So you can sort of see the difference, right, of it being more of an isolated energy. And being okay with being alone. The High Priestess is okay with being alone. And is the feminine energy that is above the rest in the major arcana, because Ascension is upwards. If you're in a relationship, you are catered to. The feminine energy is catered to. If you're in a relationship, the feminine energy is being catered to because they are receptive. The masculine energy has dropped responsibilities, obligations, standards that they were holding that were unrealistic or based off of what they saw growing up, based off of the men that they saw in their life, or the men that they did not see in their life and they wish they would have seen embodied when they took on that role, even though it wasn't healthy. It didn't help them ascend to the next level in their life, or it was heavy. Too heavy. Too much. It was like trying to hold on to control. With the High Priestess, if you're single, this can also represent like a connection that started off emotionally, right? And it never grounded itself into the physical reality, or it started off physical and then became purely emotional. This is someone that does not speak unless it's absolutely necessary. Whether being a baby here, someone could have a baby, or there could be a baby born, you could have children. But some of you are feeling youthful. See how it's like a baby here? You're feeling innocent. There's also like a sense of freedom here with the horse. Some of you dance, rap, sing, act. You could be going to a tarot card reader, psychic, medium, Seer. You could be one. Okay. Yes, you coming to this video is also, going to see one, all right, or viewing one, right? 8 of Swords. There's people watching you, but you can't see them, but they can see you. The 8 of Swords. They can see you, you can't see them. Okay? This is also saying, like, romantically speaking, a lot of people are interested in you. You can't see them, but they can see you. So this could be online, this could be in public, okay? If you're in a relationship, you are looking at all the positives of that relationship, okay? But there is some type of celebration happening. You guys could be getting your vows renewed. You could be celebrating one of the children's birthdays. Or, 4 Wands is also like maybe you're having a housewarming. You could be buying a new home, buying property. You could be a florist or a realtor for some of you. Some of you may work in law enforcement. Seeing 4 Wands, it's also like a celebration, a party. And I feel like if you look, like you're in your own little party and like someone is offering you. This is almost like you're receiving a vocal exchange of emotion from a distance, right? It leads into a relationship or a connection. And for others of you, that like if you're in a relationship, there's something about like your partner wants to celebrate something. So it could be like a birthday, a wedding, or they want to celebrate something. They want to celebrate something. Yeah, and it's also, it's not something you see, it's not something you see coming, but it's going to be seen on like the World Wide Web, the world. Someone could also be viewing you on the World Wide Web. Someone's watching. Someone could also be from another culture, another ethnicity. Okay. You could also be traveling, Scorpio. I feel like you're very stress-free. You feel light as a baby, like you're sleeping very well. Yeah, sort of. Mentally. It's like the thoughts have been put into emotion. Like the thoughts that you once had that may have sat in victim mentality have been washed away because the swords are going into the sea, which means they sink into practicality because they sink to the ground. This is due to emotional intelligence of the high priestess. Or you going to like some type of spiritual advisor, okay, for help. Alright. You have codependency and shattered. Okay. So the number 31, and then you have the number 29 here. It honestly looks like this feeling of like attachment and being chained is shattered. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Because if you look, we were just talking about how the thought sinks into emotion, right? This is sort of no different. The actual concept of codependency is something that can be found in different forms in relationships. But the actuality of it is that it comes back to the way that you view yourself, the way you feel about yourself. And do you trust yourself? Trust yourself enough to be dependent upon yourself. What's hidden is this is something that you were always aware of, right? Because the number 8 means that it's painful because you face truths, right? This is something you were always aware of. And now it's been shattered because you're aware of it. It's not, oh, you become aware of it and then it's just, it is what it is. No, you become aware of it and you've fixed it. You've broke it because you decided to be aware of it instead of acting like you didn't see it. Acting like you're blind to it. You're like, oh, I'm not blind. Okay, I see it. It's shattered. That's what you don't see. It's a hidden energy for you, meaning it's something you've accomplished and you and the source don't see it. You've matured. I feel like you're sitting in this high priestess energy with no baggage. You've changed what it is that you believe. The high priestess is symbolic of being okay with being alone. If you're in a relationship, your partner actually finds that very attractive about you if you're a feminine energy, that you are okay with being alone. Which means you actually, this is a future reading. This is a reading for the future. Meaning you have dealt with codependency in the past, Scorpio, because Scorpio can represent feeling of obsession, or it can also represent, with the number 8, almost like whatever you give is what you get. You recognize the golden rule does not exist. I took a class on this. It was one of my law classes where we purely talked about the golden rule. And this is something that is taught to children when they're young that really shouldn't be taught, to be absolutely honest, which is treat others as you would wish to be treated. The golden rule, as far as the expectation of you should treat someone well, based off of the idea that you want to be treated well in return, does not work, because you're not doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to treat this person correctly. You're doing it because you want to be treated correctly. And the truth is, even if you treat this person correctly, there's no telling the upbringing in the background of this child, and they may treat your child horribly. Simply because they don't know what it means to be treated correctly. It doesn't matter if your child treats them correctly, they probably still treat them incorrectly, right? So the golden rule doesn't actually exist. The rules, what one should live by, is honestly the reality that you can only treat people, right, to the same regard and capacity that you've been able to learn how to treat yourself. Meaning, if you have good, strong boundaries with yourself, you'll be able to have good, strong boundaries with other people. You know how to love yourself, you'll be able to love others as well, right? And that you should treat people correctly. You should treat people right, simply because it's the right thing to do. Not because you're expecting something in return. Codependency is based off of the vibration that even though you may be codependent on me for something, right? Codependent on me for energy or money or status or whatever it may be, right? Even though you may be codependent on me for that, there's something that feels good within you that person is being codependent upon you, right? It's like, ooh, it feels good. There's something that you're receiving from that codependency, from that energetic connection. The feeling of being needed, the obsession that comes from needing to be needed. Because you never experienced being wanted. It's shattered. Which is why your future reading says you let go of things that you were trying to hold on to for control. This is control, right? Control. This is control. And now you're okay with being alone. High Priestess. A lot of people are watching you and they're seeing your whole new light. And you have no idea about this. Okay, especially if it's career. I feel like you're finally being noticed for the things that you have really put time, energy, and effort into. Okay. Wow. This is a view as well. If you look, it's almost like trying to view out a window, trying to view out of something, and it's been shattered. It's been shattered. A perspective has been shattered. An illusion has been shattered. Something you were trying to not see, act like you didn't see, or you didn't see, has been shattered because you could intuitively feel it. I feel like you're being invited to like some really like important party or get together or event. It's a really big deal. Okay. I also feel like that's crazy because when I move, you have soulmate recognition. You're going to be getting into a relationship if you're not already in one. Because you're going from codependency to a soulmate recognition. Now you understand what it means to actually have a soulmate, the number 2. The number 2 and the only major arcana that came out for you, the number 2. There's a really important woman in your life. It looks like this lasts for infinity. Didn't we do something about the infinity sign for you? And it's tattooed right there. What a heart. Infinite love. This has been your reading, Scorpio. Thank you so much for supporting Sikiksyd. Wow. That's really beautiful. You could be meeting someone like at a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a get together, a baby shower. If you're a feminine energy, I just see you being really receptive and you only talk if it's absolutely necessary. You're seen as very feminine right now. Like in the highest state of feminine energy possible, because the High Priestess is above everybody else in the major arcana. it took a lot for you to get to this point. Like, you had to let go of a lot of stuff for yourself. So this is happening naturally. It's not something you're forcing. But people are recognizing it and giving you your flowers. Like, okay, you're doing the damn thing, Scorpio. Okay? Really proud of you. You've shattered a very long cycle. I'm so proud of you, Scorpio. Congratulations, Ashe.